From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation with Trent and friends, Trent and Shann, Trent and Coach D. Hey, it's a party. Hey, listen, Shannon, as always, coming with a topic at the tail end of the show. Is a thing that actually Shannon came up with last year around this time when she opened up the dating pool. Let's just say that. Date them all, sis. Date them all. So I got to thinking, date them all. And I do say that with a question mark. Date them all, sis. Let's bring them in real quick. I got questions tonight.
Whoa, wait a minute. Coach D.
Ladies.
I have a headache, so I couldn't put my hair up today. So it's all out. I have a lot of it, so.
I tell you what, I just pulled you back from backstage. I mean, it's brought up some memories there. But I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, and it's down to business. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Tabs Edible Creations. TabsEdibleCreations.com. As you can actually see the wonderful cookie boxes of collections that I have in the background. Good stuff. TabsEdibleCreations.com for all your infused cakes and overloaded cookies. I could vouch for them. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Ladies, date them all, sis. This is your topic.
Right?
Date them all, sis. So, like I was telling the folks in the opening, Shannon came up with this whole hashtag thing last year, about a year and a half, before she became a staple to the conversation. So,
is that what I am? I'm a staple to the conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can't work without you. You see us read.
Okay.
So you definitely are a staple to the conversation. So Shannon came up with this whole date them all thing when she opened up her pool, a dating pool, that is. So I would tell her all the time. And actually at that time I was still in the bed. Still couldn't get out of bed to do all that stuff that, now, like what I'm doing now. But so I was like, hey, you sure you're doing that? Yeah, I'm going on a date. I said, okay, cool. Hit me up when you leave that date. Leave that tragedy. Hit me up. Let me know you made it home safe.
Some of them were very good.
Let me know you made it home safe and all that other good stuff. So she came up with this whole thing. Date them all, sis. Date them all. I said, okay, so you opening that pool up? She said, yeah, I'm opening the pool up. Okay. So I have questions tonight. So as I went, researched, and actually Mark pulled some stuff from the archives. He cut a couple of tapes and all that good stuff. And shout out to Slash, the sound engineer for the Conversation podcast. So,
he's here, by the way, so tell him good evening.
What up, Slash? What up, Slash? So, date them all, sis. What a question mark. In my opinion, this is a question for everyone, and you guys and the viewers. Is it good to date multiple guys all at once? I'm gonna say no.
You would.
I'm gonna definitely say no. Why, Trent? Why are you saying this?
Yeah,
I'm coming in hot tonight. But I'm coming in hot in a very respectable way. Okay. So Shannon won't be logging off tonight. So I don't want her to log off getting upset.
Because you know I will.
Exactly. So why do I say no? Courting versus dating. And we'll read this and then we'll go on into how you guys say date them all, sis, and y'all got the flag up. So courting versus dating. Courtship is all about commitment and accountability. It is a commitment to honor God's will as you seek a partner for life. In contrast, dating is strictly no commitment policy, but with a little chance of long-term relationships. Stressing little chance of long-term relationships. So that's the difference between courting and dating. So we got to be careful about when we use those type words, because actually dating sounds like to me that's open door policy. That's open door policy for a whole bunch of souls to enter. Sounds like a swing club to me. Dating, that's what I heard. When I look at this title, date them all, sis. Every man in America does not see date them all, sis. Every man in America, and if they want to be honest with themselves, when a woman says date them all, sis, all, sis, y'all know exactly what I mean by that. That's what these guys are thinking.
That's because that's what they behave like.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Because that's what they behave.
Exactly. That's all you're going to get in your pool. You're going to get these good for nothing guys in your pool, in your dating pool. So courtship and dating. Shannon, this is your topic. Come on.
Yes. What do you want? Like, first of all, dating is not commitment. You are absolutely right about that. Mm-hmm. Men do it all the time, right? They do it all the time. So why is it that women are not allowed to do it? Now, I'm not talking about going. Yeah, no. Why is there an issue as a man if a woman is dating? Because as men, you know, you're not just out there dating; you're out there screwing, right? Exactly. All women are not doing that. When I date, that's not That's not
exactly. There you go.
I try to figure out, do I like this person? Mm-hmm. And while I'm figuring out who's who, I'm not going to turn somebody around. I'm not going to.
So what you're saying? So you're saying it's different levels.
I'm not going to close my options off after just going out with somebody once or twice. I don't know if that person is somebody I want to have a commitment with.
So Shannon,
yes.
When do we get to the courtship?
Based on only the strong survive, right? The strongest of the species, as you guys like to say, right? Kind of like the lions fighting in the pride, right? So only the strong survive. Hey, Martine, welcome back. Hey, Joker Dog.
What's up, Martine? What up, Joker Dog? So, Coach D, your thoughts on courtship versus dating? Do tell.
You can't get to courtship unless you're dating. And you got to date until you can find somebody who will agree to a courtship, because not everybody is out there for the long term. And most men will not give you an answer to what are you looking for, what are you seriously looking for, until you get past date 3 or 4.
Where you guys meeting these busters? I'm trying to figure this out.
Oh my God, sir. You have not always been where you are now. So
I totally agree. I knew you were going to say that.
Let's stop.
I knew you were going to bring Romello up.
Madness.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon has a thing with Romello.
Let's not bring Romello up. Let's bring Trini Williams up. Yeah. Use your government name. Right?
Wait, did this woman just?
I did, right?
Stop talking to me. Hey, listen. I'm gonna use your words. Stop talking to me like you know me.
I did. Well, yeah.
Well, I do know you, and so I find a lot of days nowadays, a lot of people are listening to a lot of personal development, but exactly. A lot of people are getting what feminine and masculine are way out there. So this whole thing called this divine feminine and divine masculine thing that's going around in the public personal development world. And I look at them it reads to me like an insecure guy wrote it, because it says that a natural feminine is unconditional love, understanding, nurturing, tenderness, kindness, intuitive, creative feeling, stillness, flow, radiance, surrender, sensitivity, emotional ease, and allowing, right?
Okay.
That's only feminine. Men aren't that way. So men have confidence, inner strength, responsibility, focus, logical support, stability, direction, protection, clarity, boundaries, courage, discipline, capable, certain, and assertive.
And where does this come from?
This is the balance, the divine feminine and divine masculine. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying now, because people are getting all mixed up on what natural feminine
and I honestly believe that to truly get to a woman's feminine side, to really get to touch her soul like that, you have to be able to mask some of those traits within that woman. A masculine man can't, a man that actually knows exactly who he is and where he's going will mirror that exact same softness, that touch, everything.
Yeah, because he's secure in who he is.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, Lanya, welcome.
Yeah,
What's
Wait,
up, Lanya?
I gotta give. So, Mark said, Coach D, do you know Trent from dating or courting? From dating or courting, which one was it?
Hey, Slash.
dating then courting.
There you go. There you go, Mark.
Yeah.
Coach D said, I see your hair. Nice.
Oh.
Mark said, all men, all women. Are you speaking in absolutes? Are you speaking for all women, or can you put? No, we're not. Thank you. Most women, or a lot of women. Me.
Yeah. I'm speaking
Okay.
my personal, I date and then court, because you can't, I am not going to date one guy waiting, because he might be blocking the future husband.
Absolutely.
So,
well, wait, what my favorite Detroiter saying? I see her name, but I can't read her comment.
She didn't. She was talking to Coach D.
Oh, okay, got it.
We already got that. She was
yeah, my hair. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah,
so,
but in all seriousness, I totally agree. You like, why, if you don't have a commitment yet and you don't know, like, why am I going to put all my energy into one person who could potentially be that person that's blocking me from, like she said, blocking me from meeting somebody else?
Exactly. I totally get what you're saying, and I'm agreeing with that. But what I want you guys to stop doing is using these words that are actually bad. What, like, for every man that hears that, I'm telling you, I'm giving you game. I'm putting you guys up on
You can't
game.
say every man that hears that, because you're not every man, sir.
Let me tell you something.
I can tell you right now, I'm part of a Facebook group where everybody does not think that. All men are not as closed-minded as that.
Are they from Atlanta? They're from Atlanta.
No, they're not. They're from all over, because it's Facebook, right? So they're all over, sir.
Okay.
Mark said, so Princess Coach D, what was the outcome of y'all dating and courting?
I ghosted him, remember? Have you forgotten?
She ghosted me after how many years? About 2.5, 3 years. She ghosted.
It was a while, yeah.
It was a while. Yeah. But we had a great relationship. And actually, we're actually better as friends than in relationship.
Yeah.
We're very better as friends. Because I could be a lot.
And I don't put up with a lot, so.
Okay.
I could be a lot. So, wow. But that's what me bringing my own personal chisel. Yeah. No point intended to bring this up. Hopefully, you guys allow me to do that. You know, being on the platform with a bunch of queens who run the show.
So, I'm just saying. Is your issue with it that the women did you perceive or the phrase denotes to some men that women are being loose out here dating?
That's my problem with it. That's my problem with it. Because it's misunderstanding and miscommunication. A lot of folks talking, but they're not understanding. Well, there's clearly a difference between courting and dating.
We're not talking about courting. We're talking about dating, meeting people. No, like, it could be anything from going to get a coffee to having breakfast to brunch to dinner. Like, it's not all about that. It's not courting. That's totally different. I didn't say court them all. I said date them all. If somebody asks me out and I want to go out, I'm going to go out. Okay.
So will you actually admit to courting is not sexual at all? When you're courting someone, it's not with the intent for sexual activity?
With the intent, I'm not saying it's the intent, but I mean, if it's a commitment, I'm not going to say that there's no sex involved.
So are you saying that dating, you could have a commitment with someone?
What?
Dating.
No
commitment at all.
I mean, you know what? I could say, okay, I'm only going to date this one person for right now, and then because I'm not interested in meeting anyone else, and see where it goes. And then if we both agree that we want to be in a committed relationship, that's something different. Now, I haven't used courting since I was about 13 or 14 years old.
Absolutely. And you know why, right?
The phrase my grandfather used with me as a teenager. I haven't used that to refer to any relationship I've been in since then.
We need to get back to some of that courting instead of dating, because actually, they got some reckless folks out here.
Actually, sir, traditionally, if a woman was being courted, she was being courted by multiple men.
Exactly. So it's a totally different situation. Yeah. What's going on, Al? I see you, Al.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Gentle Giant. So Martine says she agrees. Lots of guys aren't really ready, nor are they interested in courting. They'll career date if you allow them. That is true. There are some men
You know
that
what,
will
though?
career date.
Here's an exclusive on the conversation tonight. I want to court. I would love to court.
Well, go right ahead, sir.
Find somebody.
I would love to court.
So here's the thing: if you're looking to date, you're not going to find them in your living room. The easiest.
I don't want
way
to date. I don't want to date. I don't
Well,
want
you
to
can't. Well, you can't court if you don't leave your living room, sir.
And go on a date.
I could bring him over to the house and have dinner.
Oh God.
Not in
Okay.
2020. Not in 2020.
First of all, hold on a second.
First
Shannon,
of all, let's
first of all,
just go back. You were in the world of COVID. You are not bringing any random into your house. You don't even let your family in your house. Let's be clear on that.
stop talking like you know.
Gentle Giant, when's the last time you went and hung out inside the house? Just let us know. I'm just wondering.
This girl.
I just want to know. Because
Actually, the last time Gentle Giant was here, Kobe wouldn't let him get off of the couch.
I trained Kobe well. Good job, Kobe. Good job. So Mark said, so are the panel princesses on the same program of Them All Sis? Coach Princess D, were you blocking his blessings? His meaning who? Trent?
I could have been. I got out of the way though.
See?
She got out of the way. Now let me ask you something, Coach D. Let me ask you something. Was I showing?
That's a good one.
Let me ask you a question, Coach D.
Oh Lord!
Did you see the reason for ghosting me? Did you see remnants of Romello coming back?
Please, it had nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Yes, I was about to say, even though you never explained the whole why you ghosted, I never got the sense that it was anything related to that.
No, I was
I
getting.
feel like she doesn't want to deal with you trifling ass no more.
No, I was getting out of the army, and there's a whole bunch of transitioning that occurs with that, and I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, we had a lot going on. At the time.
But you didn't even say goodbye, nothing?
Nah, it was no goodbye at all.
You just stopped one day, you just stopped calling and talking?
That's why I thought I did something. Like it fizzled out. Like,
so was it like a committed relation? I mean, I've just never heard.
No, we were committed. We were committed to one another.
And you didn't even call and say nothing to each other that we
No.
just phone call.
No.
Okay.
I told you. That was before I was healed and on my journey. I was very toxic. I could easily just go no contact before it became popular.
Oh.
That's so
All
funny.
right. So I don't know what Coach D is. She's on that program, Mark. But I mean, I don't. If I'm interested and I want to go out, I will. Since I'm not in a committed relationship.
I'm on the same program.
You're not, Shannon. You're not in a committed relationship.
No, I'm not.
There's no one you're hiding or anything like that.
Maybe y'all might see me. Look, while I'm working on me, next month I could be married. You never know. Who knows?
You should bring him. You should bring.
Spirit moves me.
You should bring him onto the conversation.
Maybe could be Dr. McDreamy coming in the house somewhere.
That would be quite interesting. Hey, listen, my good buddy Pat just commented.
He'd be lucky man to have you.
Thank you.
Oh, are you reading?
Oh, okay. He said a courtship is a period in a romantic couple's relationship when they are dating. Most partners go through a courtship before deciding to get married. Courtship is an old-fashioned word, assuming that two people who love each other will eventually get married.
Mm-hmm. Now that's a man talking.
Yes, but we're not. I didn't say court them all, sis.
No, I said date them all.
I said date. Go get you some coffee. Go have a mimosa, some dinner, something to eat.
So let me ask you something, Shannon. So from the moment you opened that pool, and you told me you opened your dating pool, I was like, "You sure you want to do that?" How is that working out? How is that coming along these days? Because now it's been about a year and a half since you opened that pool up.
But I wasn't.
You should have a padlock on it now.
When I did that last year, it wasn't necessarily in with the outcome. Okay, I want to.
Shannon, back then we would speak on a daily.
Right.
Every other day you had a date.
That is not true. Maybe you think my life is that glamorous and that's wonderful. I'm like Sheila E. living the glamorous life, but it wasn't that. You were over exaggerating, sir.
Am I really? Maybe it's the
I
condition.
had 3 children and 2 dogs. I didn't have.
Maybe it's the condition. Maybe it's the condition. I
Yeah, I
remember a
think
whole
it's your
bunch of
condition. Yes, every day. Ain't that much here going on?
Not every day, but
every day.
every
No,
weekend.
that's different.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, and that's very different than every day.
So when did the feces and all that stuff get into the pool? Because
I
now
mean,
you're
there's
saying
always
that
been feces. It's always been there. You just gotta, you know, wade
saw
Swimmer.
through it.
not swim, maybe wade through it. Hopefully, fish it to the side or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now, if you were courting, that would be something totally different, Shannon.
Well, that's one person, right?
But
That's
you
my
had to date to get to them.
That's
Right.
my point. Y'all just walked into that door. I just opened it. That's my
So
point.
what's the point you're trying to make then with that?
Courting. Maybe there should be more courting and less dating.
Well, you can't
How
court
are you
unless
going
you're
to court
dating.
if you're not dating?
You're going backwards.
I don't know.
Anyway, Lanya said, Google it. According to be involved with someone with the intent. I'm assuming she means that courting is to be involved with someone with the intention on being married or getting married. So you should not be courting multiple people because you're not trying to marry multiple people.
I totally agree.
Please Google courting versus dating. And Martine, what did she say? She says, I'd like to date and I do need to get out more. I only go to work, Target, and the grocery store, post office. Oh my God, Martine.
Yeah, you're not going to find anybody there.
No, you're not. Yeah.
You know what men think when you talk about finding women somewhere? You find a whole bunch of women at Walmart.
I mean, that's true, but I don't want to find a whole men at Walmart, a whole bunch of men at Walmart.
Yeah.
I bet Whole Foods.
Whole Foods is decent. You know, Trader Joe's is decent. You know.
I'm actually lying. Brandy does all that shopping for me. I don't.
Martine says, I won't let anyone or anything block my blessings again. I'd had a couple of random guys fuss about my discussion on dating multiple men. Yeah. I think it's that whole thing, Martine, where men just assume that if you're dating a bunch of men, you're sleeping with them. And a lot of
That's my whole point.
Because it's kind of like that person who's the cheater. And he's always thinking that the person that he's actually with, like maybe the wife, is he's trying to put some blame on her that she could be cheating or all these other accusations, be accusatory, because he knows he's the one cheating.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing my point home, Martine. Thank you that goes to show that you've been following the conversation for years. That's my whole point. These guys' thought process. I'm telling you.
But that's just a double standard. Men can sleep with whoever they want, and they're like gods. Women sleep with 2 men, and they're tramps. So,
oh God, that was a whole show last year. Yeah. That was a whole show.
It's a huge double standard.
It was a fun show.
Date them all, sis. Date them. Because there are too many men with unhealed trauma walking around that if you stick to courting one, you're going to get stuck.
Now, come on, coach. Come on, coach. Now, just as many men who's unhealed, there's women who's twice as unhealed.
Take my advice, ladies. Date them all.
So Martine says it's really funny how lots of guys think or figure they know so much about relationships and unions. Mm-hmm. Mark said, "Thank you, Princess Coach D. So you ghosted him. Isn't breaking the line of communications without knowledge toxic behavior and causes trauma?" She already said she was a different person back then. She had her own trauma and toxicity that she was dealing with.
I mean, you ghost me. That could have done something to my you know what I'm saying, insecurity level could have went up, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
you survived. You were fine.
But I mean, let's be honest. Both of you were not healed people, right?
No, we weren't.
And I don't know why you're trying to put on me. He thought he did me wrong, so I don't know why you're coming around going, "I'm the toxic one." Right. Like, at least I knew that I hadn't heard of.
Yeah, but we both were unhealed people, but we did make a beautiful storm.
Yeah, whatever.
She turned out to be a great friend. So.
Tornadoes are beautiful too until they destroy your house.
Wow, that's true. So Ada BC said, dating is a stage of romantic relationships in which 2 individuals engage in activity together, most often with the intention of evaluating each other's suitability as a partner in a future intimate relationship.
Right.
I could agree with that.
Who's the Facebook user? Yeah,
I don't know who that is. You'll have to go on the page, but it says, what is considered all? I personally have always been picky about my energy and who I spend my time with.
All is your list, your preference, your group that you're looking at. That's what all is. All is not everybody in the world.
Oh, Lanye's
specific.
directing something straight to you, Shannon.
Come here. Hold on. I haven't finished the Facebook user's comment though. It says, especially in the dating world, but he says, I'm picky about what it says. Personally, I've always been picky about my energy and how and who I spend time with, especially in the dating world. But dating myself was one of the most freeing things I learned to do. I went out dancing, to eat, and to the movies, etc. alone. I can't date them all because most don't get past the phone conversation, and I'm not into meaningless connections.
You know what? I think honestly, I believe with that comment, I think that's Michelle Kendall out of Chicago. She was a huge supporter of the conversation years ago.
Martine
Sounds
says,
like her.
Martine, oh, well, to continue, the Facebook user said this is an interesting definition. I can't locate the source. Courtship is about getting to know each other and developing a deep relationship before getting married, whereas dating is mostly physical with no strings attached and no emotional intimacy. I don't agree that dating is about the physical stuff. I can definitely say, however many dates I went on last year, I ain't none one of them I slept with. None.
That's Tammy Gator, ladies and gentlemen. That's Tammy Gator.
Okay. Hey, butterfly. So Martine says, ain't nothing wrong with going out, meeting up with a few different guys. Why sit around and wait for a guy to call or plan something, especially if it's every so many weeks?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting.
And most men will ask you out and not know how to plan anything.
What Lanya is talking about?
Wait a minute, you done skipped to the bottom. Mark is gonna get me. Go back on up to the 22 after the hour comment. So Mark says, my OG told me long ago, nobody wants somebody that's been with everybody. Let's go back there. Wait a minute. Are you talking to your friend tonight, Mr. Epic? Okay. Nobody wants somebody that's been with everybody. I'm just saying that. Being out and about, being seen out here. Big Mama said not to be in random men's faces also. #bad optics. So what? So what? You supposed to be in random chicks' faces? I'm just saying. Stop this. Stop. This is not 1956 or 45. This is 2022 at this point in time.
Yeah, dating does not equal having sex with everybody.
I'm glad y'all clearing this up because that's what most men think.
Well, maybe most men should stop thinking with what's between their legs.
Do the sound. Where's the sound here?
Why didn't you say
okay? Okay.
Are we frozen?
You're back.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do it?
Okay.
You know what? That was not it. That was not it, sir. That was not it. So Martine says, while you're sitting and waiting, you could have gone and had a good time with a different guy. And she doesn't want to meet anybody at Walmart.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. There's a whole bunch of people in tonight. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Shannon, I think Shannon's frozen.
She's frozen again.
Yeah. But yeah, it's dating, and I think too many people mean date equals sex, but that tells me they're obviously
exactly
everybody they date with.
And to my point, when I wrote the piece up, that's what I was talking about. That's why I put the question mark there. Date them all, sis? You sure you want to say date them all?
Well,
because most men, the average man, thinks that way. Oh well, man, she's dating, so I can get some of that.
Well, maybe they need to have a different conversation with themselves.
That's my point.
So, but yeah, as women, please go out there and date. I tell people to try different things, learn different things. Like go to an axe throwing place, go to play pool. You like music, go to a concert, go to like a indie club or something.
Let's get to Tammy real quick. Can you read that for me, Dee?
Oh, Lord. Okay. Dating, etc. You normally get that person's best. After about 6 to 9 months, a person has shown you who they are. By then you should know if they're a keeper or if you should move on. And I'm not talking about sex, because sex can only keep a person for so long. It won't sustain a relationship.
Totally agree.
Yeah, that's true. But you have to also be careful, because there are personalities that will look good for that 6 to 9 months until they get you. And then once they got you, they'll do a complete flip.
It's called representative, folks.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I find the dating world, people get so wrapped up in the wrong things when it comes to dating, like the whole sex thing. People get all wrapped up into that. They're not paying attention to the actual dates. Like, I talk to people all the time. Like, I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He's like, well, I don't have any ideas for dates. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have any ideas for dates? You live in Washington, D.C. It is full of events, museums, art galleries. There's like so much going on in D.C. that if you can't plan a date, you're not trying to plan a date.
Oh, you know what? Little thing. Okay, hold on.
Oh, who is it? Oh.
Okay, there I am. I was going on my phone. It says somebody didn't want me to be great. I think Mark tried to jinx me.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Oh, I was just telling about men who, I was talking about a guy I was talking to who didn't know how to plan a date in DC. And I was explaining there's so much stuff in DC to do that if you can't plan a date, you're not trying.
Mark says,
oh, Princess Miss Charlie, are you turning the letters and answering for Princess Coach D? Let the coach use her words. What are you talking about? Seems some on the panel can change, but not others. What are you talking about?
I don't get what he's talking about either.
I don't either. Did y'all read all the other comments?
No, we didn't get to them.
Oh Lord. Okay, hold on.
Go back.
Let's get the Lanye's comments here.
All right, so hold on. Okay, Lanye said, "Date them all sounds like sex them all to me. When I see it, I went to that. But remember, we can't do what the guys do and still be a lady in my Betty Wright voice." I mean, I get that, but that's not for me. That's not what it means.
Yeah.
There are women who are out there that I don't know if they consider dating and having sex, having sex as part of the dating, I guess, people.
Right.
But I will always play devil. Now, I don't believe in going out there and doing everything the men do, but I do play devil's advocate, and I'd be like, why can't we do it?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we?
Listen, I believe ladies don't kiss and tell, so you would never know what a lady was doing anyway.
You said, why can't we do it? I say, because I said you can't.
Oh, well, that's you. But I mean,
still. And we ignored that comment.
Right. But I'm truly saying where is the justification, or where is it that a woman can't go out there and be sexually free?
I get that. I get that. But when I flipped it, when you did this whole thing a year and a half ago, Date Them All Sis. But I'm like, man, we have to be careful because these microphones go a ways, and we have to be careful, man. When some girl will pick that up and say, "Oh yeah, Shannon said date 'em all, sis," not knowing what she's saying. You know exactly what you're saying, but some of these people are not. That's not enlightened, and they sending off the wrong signal.
Well, they can sleep with them all too. Just don't talk about it.
What'd you say, Coach D?
I said they can sleep with it all too. Just don't talk about it. You just don't post it from the streets.
Did you just give them game?
They do what they want to do.
You don't.
Just because your hair down tonight. Come on now.
You don't think he has games? Like, please. I know. I have brothers.
So, but anyway, you know what I heard when you said that?
What?
Girl, go on, give it to him. Just don't say nothing to nobody. Shh.
No,
yeah. Sure.
I mean,
you know what?
At the end of the day, everybody has free choice and free will. Now, there are consequences and repercussions to all of that, whether you want to introduce toxic and trauma from all of that. But men are not immune from that either. It's just been more acceptable for men to go out there and have as many women as they wanted to, and not be quiet about it. They kiss y'all. A lot of men kiss and tell. So that you can have some bragging rights with your boy.
I don't know those type of guys.
I mean, I'm not. That's fine, but I'm just saying. But I don't agree with the whole thing. I'm not that person that's gonna go out there and sleep with any and everybody, or everybody that I go out on a date on. I would like to think I'm more selective than that. However, I'm not judgmental of somebody who does that. You have to deal with the consequences of what that could be, whether you're a man or a woman. But when I talk about dating, for me, it's about meeting people to kind of figure out, should I be moving on with somebody? I'm not, just because I go out on one day with one person, if somebody else comes and wants to talk to me and wants to take me out, I'm not going to just tell them no just because I went on one date with one person.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. It's 35 after the hour. Let's take a real quick break. Let it breathe for a second.
Let it breathe for a second. Okay.
Let it stop.
For the record, I have a select group because once you get the goods, then they don't go away, and that's just annoying.
Well, damn, hold on. We need to hear about that, and we'll get to the rest of the comments. I apologize. I know there's lots of comments building up, so we'll see you on the other side of the break.
All right.
Right back, folks.
Maybe I need to put my hair back up.
Thanks for tuning into Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey.
That was actually a couple of ads there. Al Sal dipping sauce over here in Marrero, Louisiana as well. All your dipping sauces off the wings, all that good stuff. Just contact Taylor Kenny Media. We'll get you going with the sauce as well as the wings.
So can I burst some bubbles after?
Sure, go ahead.
So lions are not called the kings of the jungle because they're like big and brave and anything. It goes back to that they behave like kings because they sleep 20 hours a day and their eating, drinking, and waking hours are like royalty. That's where the saying comes from. And
repeat that again.
Lions behave like kings. They sleep most of the day and then they eat and drink and wake like royalty.
I thought it was because of the look.
No, because when you look at it, the female of the tribe they're the hunters.
She's the hunter. She's actually the hunter.
So it's the men they just do the protection. The women do the hunting. So that everybody gets into the like, oh, I'm a lion. I'm like, lions don't tell anybody they're lions. Everybody knows.
Absolutely.
See? All right.
I eat a commercial you just saw with me and it working out.
And I will get
Oh God. Okay.
messages in my Facebook message over that now. Well, you don't know what an alpha male is.
I don't know. I don't think men know what an alpha male is.
Alpha male doesn't have to even
I
say.
don't even think that even it really. I don't. It. That's a whole nother show.
There is no such thing because it was a debunked theory on wolves. There's an alpha male and alpha female in wolves because they are the parents of the pride. All there is to it.
I'm sure some of these comments in there has to deal with what Dee's saying.
Okay, hold on. Let me go on back to the 24 after the hour. So it says, my godparents met while driving. He stopped her. She pulled over to a safe place, and they've been married for 40 plus years. You can meet your person anywhere. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And who was that?
That's the Facebook user. So I don't know. Is that still Tammy? She said her godparents met while driving.
I think so.
You absolutely can. Martin says lots of guys do sleep with just about every woman they're in contact with. They need to shut up. Oh wow. He says stop whining and be an adult about what adults do. Right. Geez. Most women accept dudes as they are or they come, but dudes have questions and a checklist. Absolutely. Like we're expected to be okay that they got a 300 body count, but if we got more than 2,
Mark,
and one of them better be them.
Yeah,
Mark, you're absolutely correct when you text me earlier about the deflection.
What's the deflection?
What did he say?
You can't be doing that on the side. What did he say? Please share.
I told him that. I say I'm going to push him back on his. He said, nah. And then these are his words. Nah. They're going to deflect.
Deflect what?
Just deflect. Anything I'm saying, you guys are going to deflect what I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
We're having a discussion. We just don't all agree. That's not deflecting. That's a discussion. We all have opinions.
Yeah, that you do. You do.
So Martin says date them. Oh wait. Okay, no, we did that. I need to go back down. Hold on. Martine says the way lots of guys think they're not deserving of dating or spending time or being blessed with any of our goodies, i.e. conversations and good vibes. Yeah. Oh, hey, Mark. Okay. Princess Ms. Charlie, are you turning the, okay, we did that one. Sorry. So you had me going out of sequence before. So. Oh, I'm with you on this one, Martine. She says, I'd rather fold laundry than waste my precious time with a dude who's not interested in more than just kicking it.
Yep.
Our Facebook user said, dating, etc. You normally get that person's best after about 6 to 9 months. That person has shown you who they are. But then you should know if they are a keeper or if you should move on. And I'm not talking about sex because sex can only keep a person for so long. It won't sustain any relationship. That's very true. I mean, I can honestly tell after a couple of dates whether or not it's somebody I'm going to want to really invest any more time with my physical presence. You know, I'll say that much. Martine says far too many figure that sex is on the table just because y'all are hanging out. That can be true. The guys who think like that are weak. And a Facebook user says, when dating, sometimes we need to focus on what we need versus what we want in a relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Martine said, so many people have been shamed into thinking certain things for a date are corny. That's why some have no plans. Oh, and then she said, please read the comment, Shann. I know, Martine, I'm catching up. Our Facebook user said, ladies can date multiple guys to find the right one for them. That doesn't mean they have to have sex with each of them. That's exactly what we're saying. Even men shouldn't do that. But of course, sex is only surface level. And that's all we're saying. It doesn't mean you have
some men. Let's not categorize. Let's say some men.
Okay, even some men. You've learned well. I've taught you well, young grasshopper. Mark said, I've heard of the 3-date rule, the 90-day rule, because paying for meals, desserts, drinks, and Ubers, possible trips, cruises, and getaways. I've heard of first date sex also. So sex isn't part of dating. It isn't for me. And especially not no first date stuff. No.
Let's create a scenario here.
Sex is a bonus.
Yes.
But it's not guaranteed.
Let's create a scenario here, right?
Oh God, I hate hypotheticals. Go ahead.
So you go on this date, okay, and everything is hitting on all cylinders. Mr. Dr. McDreamy, let's just use him for example.
That didn't hit on all cylinders.
All cylinders, and you don't get the lobster because we know you hate lobster, all that good stuff, right? So you know that you get that feeling, that butterfly in the bottom of your chest, top of your stomach. That's telling you, give him the underwear, give it to him. First date, everything's hitting on all cylinders. Are you guys giving it in?
First date?
First date.
No.
I'm 51. I'm well beyond that now.
No.
Okay. Even though everything feels right. Date, dinner, everything.
Feelings change. Feelings are not reliable.
Okay. So no one night stand.
And then I don't know what they like. They could turn. No.
We're not controlled by our genitals. We're adults.
Okay.
We're not Romelos over here. Just saying. So Danielle, welcome Danielle. She said perhaps Lanya is old school, laughing my butt off.
What's going on, lady?
She says I think it's fine to date them all. Thank you. We do too.
I think she was late. She's kind of torty, and the whole date thing. I think I'll break that down a little bit before we start saying date instead of courtship.
But we're not talking about courtship.
We're talking about dating.
They're two different things, sir. Courtship we had defined at the beginning of the show based on what you said was more of a commitment. Dating is not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you said
at least for me, unless we have gotten to the point where it says, we're going to date and see each other and go out with each other exclusively. And only
so what you're saying, so without no commitment, I could go out here and bring Romello back and just start dating.
You should
get like 5 of them, put them all on a team. Put 5 on a team, we good.
If we've learned anything from Romello, you could be committed and still be doing that. So what are you trying to say?
Oh, Shannon.
So Martine says, over the years, I've made the mistake of trying to wait for that one dude. I've played myself, discovered that it's foolish to sit around waiting for a dude. You'll have lots of dateless days and nights. Also, you'll be stressed waiting. So what do you do what do you do if you're not waiting? Are you out there actively being the person who may go up to a man and approach him first, Martine? I'm just wondering. Lanya said some women do want to use that date them all sis as a weapon to make a man think, hey, someone else will do and get what you don't. Okay, I didn't look at it that way because that's never been my intention or my thought process with that. But
so Lanya, so what you're saying is the woman really wants Romello, and she's gonna make it seem like somebody else getting it when they're not getting it. To get Romello, that's what you're saying. That's the game plan.
Yeah, that's a grown woman without communication skills.
Do tell.
Because we're not. It's 20. If you're grown, at a certain point, you just you gotta stop playing the hard to get game.
Thank you.
Or the game where you're pitting people against each other. It's just it's just pointless.
I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up. I posted a video the other night. I was sitting around cooling out at the house, and I love this song by K. Michelle. It's called Scooch. Mm-hmm. She says exactly what she wants. She's bringing that pillow over and everything. She opened the door. I hope I'm not being too forward. Most men want that. At least I know I do. Most men want, tell me what you want. I'm going to give you exactly what you want. Tell me exactly what you want from me. If you want me, say it. All that telefucking, all that don't work for me. Tell me exactly what you want. Take the flight, come on over.
But some of y'all get scared when that happens though, because then you're like,
not me.
I don't know. I've seen way too many conversations.
I get very intrigued by that. Very intrigued.
Okay. Anyway, Mark says you can do the deed, just keep it off the record of the books. There it is. Thank you for some of the first truths tonight. Date them all does have consequences and accountability. That was Coach D's statement, and we weren't referring to go out date.
Shannon, are you putting the disclaimer up? Do I hear disclaimer?
What? I said that was Coach D's statement, and I'm just identifying that I recognize what he's talking about.
Okay,
and yes, we did agree, but we didn't say that going out there and sexing them all doesn't have consequences, right? I did say
and that was my point, and questioning
men and women. But
that was my point.
Hold on, neither one of us, between Coach D and I, said that dating connotates or denotes that you're sexing all these people.
No, right. I just said people have permission to do it.
Right.
Exactly, and that was my point.
Either keep it on, either talk about it or don't. That's your business.
Yep.
And that's what I was alluding to earlier in the opening piece. When Shannon, we've been talking about Date Them All Sis for about 1.5 years, going on 2 years, and I'm like, this microphone is getting back to exactly where it used to be. That's a whole different audience. So yeah, we have to be careful about using that word, throwing it around about the date, because most men, the average man, will look dead at you when you say, "Oh, we're going out on a date." He's going to expect to get the twizz-eye after Red Lobster. He's going to expect to get the panties. Hold on a second. He's going to expect to get the panties after Applebee's. You see how average that sounds? That's some average stuff. Exactly. That's very average. Most men think that way. The average man will think that way. They think dating is sexing.
Okay. So Mark says because you can't keep pulling the arm on the slot machine and not expect to pay. That supports your comment. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So you know what I do to men like that? I will get out of the car and leave the door open.
And I believe that too.
D.
Yep. Because if that's why you want to act, then you can close your own door, because ladies are not treated that way.
What did BC say? What did he say?
Where is it? Must be I've got to catch up with these. I got to catch up with these comments. You just don't do it. I got to go in order. All right. So Martine said lots of people don't know the correct way to describe an alpha male or female. And our Facebook user said it is very easy for men to have multiple sex partners. I found it's more difficult to be a real man and stick with one woman versus a group of ladies.
It's true.
Martine says after a couple of dates, I usually decide whether I'd like to see him again. Some can barely make it past phone conversations. True. The Facebook user said feelings and emotions are like the wind. They change constantly. Yep. Never make a permanent decision on temporary feelings or emotions.
Right.
We got you, Danielle. I know you meant date them all, not court. Martine said there are people who feel that having sex first gets it out of the way, so there's no disappointment as far as being satisfied sexually. And I think Lanya said, she said, hell, my 76-year auntie, God, okay, bless her soul, maybe said it best. From 18 to 80, his money green with me. She had that date them all mindset till the day she died. She said his money is green with me.
That's crazy.
Wow. And that was Granny. Okay. So it's not, so you know what? I can't even say it's because it was 1946, 50. That was somebody who had that thought process back in the early part of the 20th century.
Listen, we've romanticized what women were like back in the day.
Yeah,
don't say we. Put place that.
Yeah, society is a general term, not an individual term. But like, please, all these women with 3 or 4 husbands that they've outlived all of them. These men weren't falling downstairs by mistake.
All hate mail goes directly to Coach D.
Wait, did you catch that, Mr. Epic? Did you catch it? All the men were falling down the stairs by accident?
I did.
Oh, okay.
All hate mail goes directly to Coach D.
Bring it on.
So Mark says, Kendara researched the sex lives of 500 women between the ages of 18 and 65. They examined sexual desire, orgasm frequency, and just how important women feel about sex. Kendara found that women do put a heavy importance on sex, with the majority of them wanting it more than they're getting it. I'm not going to disagree with that. But guess what? Sex does not necessarily have to be with another person.
Yeah. And look at
way to go, Slash. Way to go. When
is sexual peak, by the way, there, Slash? Did you look that up, honey?
We'll wait.
A few moments later.
Martine says she's not aggressive pushing. She said, "Oh, you were answering the question." She says, "No, I'm not aggressive pushing up to guys. I've simply decided that I won't be playing around with a guy who's not consistent." Yeah, I think that's been the biggest part, right? In my experience, Martine is the lack of consistency. They start off one way and then they're not consistent.
Right. So can we actually change this up and say, date them all sis with a purpose?
Yes, you can date with purpose.
Date them all with a purpose.
I thought that was an unknown. That was like unspoken.
Yeah, I mean, if that makes you feel better about it, then
not for the average man. Not for the average man.
Well, the average man needs therapy, so.
Brendan says, "How much does a man have to spend on a first date?" I don't think that there is a numerical amount. I've had first date, we've only gone to Starbucks.
Give me 1 second. Let me speak to my nephew real quick.
Oh Lord,
alone. Brendan.
Alone? You're alone? Just the two of you? Okay.
Yeah, just the two of us. Never bring up a dollar amount. You see me up here with these women, 2 women, and a whole bunch of women here.
Let's just be clear. He ain't spending no money. You see what?
None, not at all.
You see where he at, and you see why, and that's why he's there by himself with the dog. Just saying, Brendan. Anyway, Mark said, according to the survey, 89.2% of women think that sex is very or somewhat important to their overall relationship satisfaction, which makes perfect sex. Yes, nobody's ever said that sex is not important. Whoever you're having sex with, you want it to be satisfying, very gratifying.
And sex, and it can be a killer if one person is not getting, if they're not getting the needs met.
I mean, yeah. So, but Brendan, just to answer your question, for me, I can't say that there is I would never say that there's an actual dollar amount that anybody has to spend. Like I said, I've had
Brendan, never ask a woman how much should a man spend on a date. Never ask a woman that.
Oh my God. I just gave him I think a very good answer. I don't know, Coach D, do you have a response to that?
Dollar amount for a date?
I've never really looked at it that way, but like I said, I've had dates at coffee houses. I've had first dates at parks where we've just met up. So it's not always about the money.
Yeah. I've had picnics in the park and meals at 5-star Michelin and Michelin star restaurants where it's $40 for an entree. So
is that right?
Or appetizer. I have expensive taste if he has expensive.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right, Coach T?
Yes.
Okay. Are you strolling back down memory lane, Mr. Epic?
I'm sorry.
Are you strolling back down memory lane? Are you trying to say you was putting out?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say.
I'm just saying you keep asking, you keep making sure that's right.
He just messed up because I left my hair down. He's not used to it. So that's all.
Yeah,
so with that being said, are the panel princesses as parents advising their kids to date them all? I absolutely do. I have an 18-year-old daughter, and she's all up into this one boy. No, you need to date some more, meet some more folks, and go out on some other dates. Yes, I do.
And I have a son who I'm teaching all about consent and being safe and being healed so that he does not harm women. So
thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Notice I'm not telling her to sleep with them, but I'm telling her not at this point, being 18, the world does not need to revolve around one little boy.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
And just for the record, so we got it on tape, if any toxic parents ever pull that, I'm going to pull a gun on your son to tell him not to touch my daughter, I will come and hunt you down. Just so we get that clear.
Believe her.
Because I've seen people talk about that. One of my friends are like, what if you showed up at my house and I pulled a gun on Xavier? I'm like, you would not last to see next week because you will find out exactly what happens when a redheaded black woman with Irish history gets mad.
There it is. Let's get to the teacher moment, folks, because Kobe needs to.
We still got several comments. You're not about to have these folks sending me no hate mail. So Martine says she agrees. She says sex is very important. Being satisfied is important. Mark said, I'm a researcher for the show and also a viewer, not for anyone in particular, Princess Coach D. There's too many black babies being born for the show topic to be all true. Okay. And Martine said she agrees. She said dates aren't all about the dollar amount. And Mark said the GPS to get to dating, courting is paved with hot, steamy relationships. The GPS to get to dating or courting is paved with hot, steamy relations. I mean, I mean, it could be. It could be for some people.
Yeah. Or it could be hot, steamy conversations.
The whole thing about date them all is just about not limiting yourself, right? And too early, I would say, at least for me, is limiting yourself too early, because you could be potentially blocking the person that you're supposed to be with, or that you should be with, or maybe somebody you'd be more compatible with if you're spending too much time on the wrong person.
Yeah. You guys didn't, totally off subject. You guys didn't hear the undertone in Mark's comment when he said he's a researcher for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not only a researcher for the show, but he's actually the sound engineer for the show. Oh, he wants y'all to put some respect on his name.
That's supposed to mean something to me?
You want to see what I'm saying?
See,
respect on his name? Did we disrespect him at any time? I'm feeling feisty tonight, so
I see. You put your hair down more often.
That's so funny.
He says, boom. Oh, Martine says, boom, Shann, not limiting yourself. And Mark says, it's the GPS to get to dating is courting is paid with hot, steamy relations or pillow talk, not sofa or love seat pillows. I'm not sure about the pillow talk or sofa or love seat portion, but okay. Child, please. Okay, Martine, thank you. You must be talking about putting the respect on his name. Anyway, the teachable moment, sir. Yes, because we are already now we're right at 1 after the hour.
Yeah. So the teachable moment for me is I'm just I'm big on words. You guys know I'm big on words and the meaning of words and what have you. And we just have to be mindful, when we're saying date them all, sis. For these young people out there today, these young girls out there, they would take Shannon's words, Coach D's words, and they will run with them. Date them all, sis, and they'll run into a knucklehead. They will run into that knucklehead who thinks that date them all, sis, meaning come get these draws. So the teachable moment is, let's just be mindful when we're using the word date them all. You as seasoned women can actually use that because we know y'all not giving them nothing. But for these young viewers, and that microphone is very, very huge and very influential and very impressive. When they see Shann, I get so many emails about Shann, how they admire her, the way she looks.
What?
Coach D's.
You've never said this. People admire me.
I try not to. I try not to. Give you guys the big head.
Well, oh Lord.
Trying not to give you guys. They're always talking about Coach D, and I know I'm gonna get a ton of emails about the hair down. They call her Miss British. Somebody calls her Miss British, Miss Britain.
It's the Canadian accent, not British.
Exactly. But we have to be mindful, man. When this microphone carries a lot of weight and a lot of responsibility. That's all I was saying. I give you guys a hard time all the time. But
on that note, be safe, wrap it up, and get tested.
Amen to that. Martine says she
D is feisty tonight.
I mean, that's just facts. And
maybe it's like my inner Sasha Fierce, like Beyonce when my hair's down. I don't know.
That's funny. That's
whatever.
Funny.
We didn't tell people to go church girl it up now like Beyonce did. Now, come on. That's a whole different topic.
I don't know. I listened to Beyonce's music. I didn't hear Soldier saying church it up.
Here what?
What? When she's talking about when she wants a soldier?
Oh.
Destiny's Child?
Yes. Yeah, you gotta listen. The new album is actually pretty. I actually kind of like it. I like the transitions with how it goes from one song to the other, but it's actually kind of nice. All right, sir. Well, I've got my show is getting ready to come on.
Now I'm gonna say it.
What?
So Ratchet, which part of Ratchet TV are you watching tonight?
I'm watching P Valley tonight. The new episode comes on tonight. So
good night, Shannon.
What's P Valley? What's that about?
You got to go. So it's the stripper club. It's the strip club. It's on Stars, but you can go. It's season 2's right now, but you can go back on. I think it's Prime, and you can stream. You can stream it on Prime from season 1. But it's
will I get my trauma fix and get all nerdy about trauma?
Oh no, they all traumatized on that show.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, they all traumatized. Like, yeah, but it's good. And you'll be proud of me. I made a new item tonight that I'm testing out. Hey, okay, Butters.
Is that Kobe's girlfriend? Hey, you know what? And see when you mentioned P Valley and look how ratchet she acting in the background. I can't hook Kobe up with nothing like that.
Okay.
Kobe cannot get with nothing like that.
No, they're
Disruptive. She's very
they're
disruptive.
barking at something that's outside on the deck, so I need to go. I'm gonna have to.
If you notice, Kobe does not bark during podcasting time. Kobe knows better.
Oh,
Kobe cannot get with something ratchet like that. She's disrupting the show.
Kobe a trained service animal though? And Kobe needs a little pretty in his life. I'm sorry.
Kobe is in the other room, caged up somewhere.
Yeah, he needs a pretty little lady.
I got to go. You taking up my P Valley? Oh, wait a minute. Where's my show at?
There you go. So, Shannon, close us out so we can get to Wednesday.
Oh, wait. What did you say? Close this out. Did I give my teachable? Oh, I already said my teachable moment.
Yeah.
Options. Yeah. Yeah.
Be safe.
So what's today? Sunday? Is today Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Today's
we'll be back Wednesday. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Make sure that you go to YouTube and hit this or smash the subscribe button, as Mark would say. And let us know what your thoughts were on the show tonight. And don't forget, you can also listen to us on wherever you get your Apple podcast as well.
Absolutely. You guys be epic.
All right. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.